Or D5.
Or D5,
Yeah.
sorry.
But we need to suspend standing orders.
So, it's 4D5 is a standing order to suspend.
So we need
Next standing order 10.
A15.
10A15 that's just the reference really. That's the standing order you're using
Okay.
to do that. You don't need to reference that.
I'll read that first.
Yeah, do that. And then I'll just do it before.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We'll make a start. So, you are hereby summoned to attend a meeting of the Policy Planning Committee of Hemsworth Town Council to be held in the Council Chamber, Hemsworth Town Council Community Centre, Bullingshore Road, Hemsworth, commencing at 7:30 on Thursday, 17th of April 2025, for the purpose of transacting the following business. So, just before we start, ladies and gentlemen, Councillor Whitehead has requested that Councillor McGinn is standing for her. To do this, we would need to suspend.
No, it's Councillor Bates.
Councillor
Bates.
Oh, I got me email saying Councillor.
No. Councillor Bates is on this committee.
Okay, so it's I'll just say people Councillor, sorry, Councillor Bates.
Yeah.
So to do that, we are allowed to suspend standing orders, which needs a proposer and a seconder, and then the council to vote, and then there will then be another vote, which will need a proposer and a seconder to allow Councillor Ian to be a member of this committee at this moment. So, do I have a proposer and a seconder to suspend the standing orders?
Oh, well.
That's a proposer. Have I got a seconder? I'll second it. So that means that's just suspended for this one item.
You need to vote on it.
Oh, sorry, so all for suspending the standing orders?
Pass, Chair.
Yeah, pass. Okay, so that's the first bit of business. So the second one would be to propose that Councillor McGuinness is
to appoint Councillor McGuinness as a substitute member of this committee in place of Councillor Bates.
to appoint Councillor McGuinness as a substitute member for Councillor Bates on this committee for this meeting. So do I have a proposer?
I don't.
Do I have a seconder? All for? All against? Abstentions? Yourself?
That's passed then, Chair, 2 to 1.
Okay, so that's passed. So item 1, apologies for absence. To receive apologies for absence and to consider approval for the reasons of the absence.
Councillors Bates, Rushmer and Stevens.
Okay. Item 2, declarations of interest. Council should disclose pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest in any items on this agenda. Item 3, to approve the minutes of the Policy Planning Staffing Committee held on the 17th of October 2025.
Wrong year.
Okay, so I'll propose to move on. We've got a seconder?
I'll second.
All for? Against? Abstention?
I didn't receive them, so I can't pass them.
Item, so I'll do these one by one. We'll discuss them each five for one. So policies, to approve the following policies. Grants policy. So this was circulated to councillors. I do understand Councillor McGuinness didn't get this, but for obvious reasons. The policy, so obviously the original policy had a maximum grant of £3,000. As the budget was cut, we might as well take that away for this year only, and then reinstate it next year. I'll look to reinstate it next year. And also, we basically just raised the maximum of £200 grants that can be given out to each request that we get at the time. Have I got the proposer for that? To accept it? A seconder? All for? Against? Persistent and vexatious request policy. So this is a new policy, as it says on the tin, it's for persistent and vexatious request. This was actually a recommendation by the YLCA. I'll speak to them. The YLCA recommend that we have this policy in. They say it's pretty standard now for such public-facing councils. All for? Yeah, sorry, we've got it. I'll propose it. Have I got a seconder?
I'll second it.
All for? Against? So that's passed.
That's, yeah, two to one.
Social media policy. So again, the changes made to the social media policy, it did say that, the old one said that we only should have one Facebook account effectively. It's been split into two, so there's only two official, or there will only, if this is passed, there will only be two official social media accounts from the council, which would be the council one and one for the water park / cafe area. There's also some slight amendments to the who can administer it. It basically said it wasn't the clerk or the deputy clerk. We've changed that so it is delegated, but it's going to be administrative staff in the office. Nobody else should be running Facebook's accounts on behalf of the council or any of the council properties. So I will propose that.
I'll second that.
All for? Against? Passed.
Can I just go back to the social media policy? Is it okay if I go back to it?
It's
I know
passed
that
now.
I know it's been passed, but I've got to point out, this has come from another council, hasn't it?
No.
What makes the council?
It states on here that Wadebridge.
No,
That's vexatious.
Sorry?
That's the vexatious one, not the social media one.
No, that's the one I meant. That's the one I meant to go back to. Sorry.
It has been
That's
that we have borrowed it, so that does need taking out.
That needs taken out.
Yes.
Isn't it? I'm presuming all members have read it.
Yes.
What's
Also, it
there's
says
two references to Wadebridge
Okay.
Town Council and one to Cornwall Council.
Okay, well, yeah, that'll be, as I say,
Cornwall
there's a good.
There's a good saying, borrow with pride. And if it's there and it's public,
Yeah.
then use it.
And also a reference to a mayor as well.
Yeah, if we have
In
it,
theory, we do have a mayor.
So, different title.
Title.
it just says if there's any decision to be made, it's on a panel of 3 members, including the mayor.
Yeah, with Jack, but yeah. So
Well, it's voted through now, but obviously we'll make those changes. These have to be re-voted in the annual meeting, I believe.
They don't have to be, though. You
They usually are.
brought to.
So we'll have the changes for then anyway. We brought to it for the annual meeting. So, ladies and gentlemen, anything, public question time? So item 5, public question time to receive questions pertaining to the committee's remit from members of the public. Well,
I could be wrong, but I don't think there's a proper allotment allocation policy on the council website. The one that I've seen on there is out of date and it's very sketchy. There's a council meaning to have a policy.
We
I
do.
think it's okay, definitely.
We do have an allotment policy. I have to admit, off the top of my head, I'm not overly familiar with it. I need to check.
I'd like to suggest that the council have a look to see whether they've got that policy. Because the one that I've seen was out of date, so I assume nobody's done it rightly, assume by the look of it, that nothing's been done about it.
Chair,
And can they pay proper attention to the process by which the allotments are allocated? Because there's no reference on the older policy that's there.
Gerald, do you know what date's on it, please? Because if it's way out of date, it needs revisiting anyway.
23.
23, yeah.
and it's very sketchy.
Right. So can we look at that as a
And there's
group?
no real information on it.
Yeah.
Except you can go on a list
But-
and there's no allotments at the moment, which is wrong because we've got a list as long as my arm at the moment.
Can I just come in, Chair? Yeah, all policies, as the chairman just mentioned, all policies are either reviewed or approved at the annual council meeting anyway. So that one would be brought to full council next month, annual council meeting. So it can be reviewed then.
Can we not review it beforehand? Have a look at
It's only
it.
been done.
It can be reviewed and it can be updated, but it would need to be approved by the
Yeah.
council or this committee. But this committee won't meet before then. So.
No. But it could be looked at for the next
Yeah.
town council meeting.
Right, it's down there. Allotment tenancy.
So my way of thinking is, could we possibly look at it, see if it's still fit for purpose, if it isn't, look at any amendments, maybe with
Well, the
administration.
present policy, if it is current,
It is current, yeah.
there's no mention of how the allotments are allocated, who actually allocates the allotments, and how they're overseen. So,
So,
the reason I'm asking is because the council put a notice out on the 1st of February to say that the current allotment holders had until the 13th of March to pay. And if they hadn't paid, they were to take that as their notice to vacate. Then after that, the hearsay is all around that they were given another fortnight after that to pay. Then after that, they were given another fortnight to pay. And then after that, hearsay has it that somebody's going to look at the allotments in April and maybe they'll be allocated in May. Now, if there's no policy, how can this be?
can I just ask something? Would it be a good idea, Gerald, once it's updated, reviewed and updated, and once this has been reviewed,
Yeah,
updated, gone to council, and if it's passed, would it be useful for you to have a copy of that policy at your
100%.
allotments?
Oh, you mean
I don't really think there's any way to put it. I mean, it's sufficient to have it online.
It's sufficient
where-
for website.
Where it's on the website, but
I'd like to look
at
at
the
that.
moment, you know, all you've got now is go put your name down at the council, and if your name gets to the top of the list, you'll get an allotment. But
But there's nothing about payment, because you've got that date, and if you don't pay it, take it that that's
exactly,
your notice.
every single step of the way should be recorded, and someone should have oversight.
I agree.
It's leaving itself open to all kinds of accusations as to what's going on with these laws. Who gets them, who doesn't get them, who's paying, who's not paying, there's all kinds of issues going on.
And someone to oversee. I'm just making some notes. To oversee
So basically all I'm asking is,
one person.
can we get a reasonable process for it?
I don't see one of them.
So, Jason?
Just a quick one on the policies. The grants policy, you just summarise what it is the council have agreed to.
So the only change to the policy, so how people apply for it and all that has not changed. So we did have we always said we do one large, or we could always do one large grant a year, so that's been removed.
Sorry, I think, all I mean really is how much is in the pot and what's the maximum grant people can.
So the maximum's £200,
Yeah,
and it's £3,000 in point, is it?
Yes.
I think it's
2,000, I think.
2,000 things, yeah.
okay.
So there was no point having a £3,000 higher limit when we ain't got £3,000.
Yeah, and then the other
And
question
we
was.
just want to make sure that everybody at least got buy
An
of something.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Next question, can you just summarise what the persistent and vexatious policy is about?
It's just for people who. I mean, it's a standard policy. Lots of policies, places.
Is it referred to councillors? Is it
It's
for
referring
councillors?
to.
Is it for public?
It's for public, it's public or requesting information. Are they being vexatious? Are they so persistent? By persistent, it means a nuisance complainer.
Yes.
So obviously people are entitled to FOIs and they're totally entitled to that and requests. And I don't think we've actually got anybody who fits on this at the moment. I don't know what to think of. It's not, there's nobody, it's not targeted anything, there's nobody in the minute, it's not going for a particular by reason. It's just, there's a lot of things like on FOIs where you can actually not give an FOI, you can say, you can refuse it. So I wonder if you're going to use that FOI for
is it someone constantly requesting the same thing, or
nuisance
they're requesting things to just be a pain?
Yes, basically.
Just to read that first sentence.
Yeah. So this policy intends to assist in identifying and managing persons who seek to be disruptive to the town council, elected members and members of staff through pursuing an unreasonable course of conduct. In case of abusive, persistent or vexatious complaints and requests for information against a member of staff, this policy will work in conjunction with the council's dignity policy, work policy.
Yeah.
Anything policy can be used in conjunction with the FOI Act of 2000.
Yeah, and then just one more question on that one then. Who determines if it's vexatious? Is it a committee? Is it individuals?
Can't remember now.
Chairman and two others, I believe.
Yeah. So 5.2, in the first instance, the town deputy clerk will consult with the chairman, deputy chairman, or their delegate prior to issuing a warning to the complaint request. So the first one's a warning.
Yeah.
Like the town clerk will contact the complaint request in writing and email.
The town clerk in the first instance in conjunction with
Yeah, I think so. Town clerk will ask the chair or the vice chair. So this, it's not, oh, you've done that, right? You can't have it. It's like,
Is a warning doing
it's
it?
like, come on, please. This is getting a bit daft.
And then just in route of fairness, is there an appeal process as such that goes to a wider group?
There's an appeal process.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So the status of a complaint request adjudged to be unreasonably persistent or vexatious will be reviewed by the clerk and a panel of 3 members to include the chair or vice chair or delegate. So yeah, there's things in place.
It also includes
And do you
reviewing
need to
every 3
agree who
months.
those people that I'm not referring to it for this
I
council.
didn't hear what you said there actually, but what you said.
Sorry, when are you going to decide who that panel of 3 is? And all I'm saying is not from this council perspective, but it's policy that's going to go in. And moving forward, if anybody wanted to use that for the wrong reason on the council, it's making sure that that can't happen. So when will those people be assigned as that's who can be used in that field?
We do have a standing panel for complaints. No, it's not. It's not everybody. No, I forget who it is. There's about 9 councils.
But it will reference that panel that's used for
Yes.
complaints.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, if somebody's got a vested interest, then they will not be allowed to on that panel. Either way, whichever way you think we're going to fall. If we think people have got a reason to or to not, then they generally don't get put on the panel. Or they don't get put on the panel. Any more questions? No, thank you everybody. So meeting's closed at, I can't see time,
1945.
19:45. Thank you everybody.